Hello and welcome to this week's edition, the July 4th. Man, I dressed wrong.
I dressed almost right.
I should have had some red, white, and blue on. But it is the July 4th edition of the Murphy's Market Minute. Of course, we're filming it early because we're closed Thursday and Friday in celebration of the founding of the greatest country to ever exist, America.
Amen.
All right. So everything, for the most part, is still going pretty well. Stocks, how are they going these days, Nathaniel?
It's going pretty well. All-time highs continuing to climb, and today we're in the green for the most part between Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So
yeah, and that's even taking into account the less than stellar jobs report. I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not good. Technically, it's bad. I mean, it was what we shed 33,000 jobs. But I also read something where there's more jobs available, like more job openings have been posted. But 33,000, was it 33,000?
Yeah, 33,000 loss, I believe.
Lost. And
that's in comparison to, I think they were expecting 100,000 gain.
Yeah. And so that's where I definitely think that we've got to be on the cusp of the Fed lowering interest rates, I would think.
Yeah, because then there's also a adjustment. I think it was maybe like 8,000 jobs down from last month.
Yeah, so they revised that lower.
So again, not so great, but yeah, I would assume, like you said, that would probably play into the whole Fed cut coming up because they're trying to focus on inflation and employment. So
yeah,
employment numbers less than stellar, and inflation still pretty solid.
Yeah,
increases the likelihood.
Yeah, and so some things have occurred that might impact stuff moving forward. As of this morning, they announced a trade deal with who again?
Vietnam.
I thought it was Nike.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, there's a Nike stock popped on that one because a lot of Nikes are made in Vietnam. A lot of clothes are made in Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
In general.
Oh, yeah. Lots of clothes and things of that nature. And But with the trade deal, it's still tariffs in place. So it's like a 20% baseline. And then they also have a 40% tariff for transship goods. So, like, for example, if like another country like China tries to
ship their goods to Vietnam and then ship them to us to try and avoid tariffs.
That's a 40%.
Okay.
So you would imagine that probably pretty big deterrent right there. And so probably won't really play much of a factor. But yeah, 20% base. And then they've got no tariff on us.
Gotcha. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. What else? We had the big, beautiful bill. Did Chuck Schumer change the name of that? I heard he changed the name of it somehow, which I think is funny. But, hey, I mean, it's, you got to have your impact. But, yeah, before I go down that rabbit hole, there's a couple things that are going to impact people. Maybe not so much. I'm going to just actually read this so I get it all right. It does provide an additional standard deduction for those age 65 and older. The House version of the bill offered $4,000. The Senate changed it to $6,000.
Yep.
Opposed $6,000.
Yep.
Just for eligible individuals from 2025 to 2028. Both phase out for higher earners, starting at $75,000 for single filers and $150,000 for joint filers. The deduction just aims to reduce taxable income for low and middle income seniors, potentially sparing around 40% of Social Security recipients, which is approximately 27 million people, from paying federal income taxes on their benefits. The deduction applies whether taxpayers itemize or take the standard deduction, but it is a temporary measure. It's not addressing the long-term taxation of Social Security benefits, as those changes are restricted under the Senate's Byrd Rule and the reconciliation process, which is the 10-year. You have to prove that the impact is not going to increase the debt over a 10-year period of time.
Yeah.
So that's in there. What else? We talked about something else that might impact people.
Previous tax cuts are going to be made permanent, or at least extending.
Yeah, they're being extended, right?
Yeah. They're arguing that permanent, but in reality, it's kind of like that. It's going to be kicked forward, and from there, kick forward again. So.
Yeah. Do we know the timeline this time?
No. No, they're wanting to make it permanent. I think they're trying to manipulate things by saying it's not going to add to the debt because we're already got these tax cuts in place.
Yeah, they're saying they're already there,
which is kind of political nonsense. Yeah. So that's why I say it's definitely just like kicking it down the road because, later on, raise taxes, like whoever's in charge next. So
yeah, we know. I mean, we know there's to me, like policy in America is a lot like the stock market. There's a lot of up and downs, but with a trend all one direction. So it's inevitable. Taxes will go up. There's $36 trillion in debt. We're paying more for interest on our debt than we do on the entire U.S. military, which should be a giant red flag for anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some tax breaks on Social Security. The taxes are being kept at where they're at, which is a reduction from pre-2017. The stock market is back to all-time highs.
Yep.
Trade deals are trickling in. Huge one. And this will be like what I would call like a leading indicator. I don't think it's going to be anything that impacts anything currently, but over the last 5 months, blue-collar wages have grown at a faster rate than the previous 60 years. And so what's really, really good about that is just building the foundation of the economy. And I think that's really going to help extend a lot of positive economic benefits throughout the system moving forward. So it's awesome to see that happening.
Definitely.
So it's pretty incredible. So, yeah. So those are the things really we have to talk about for this week's Murphy Market Minute. Shoot off some fireworks. Don't blow your eye out or lose a finger. Enjoy some barbecue. And have an awesome weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a damn good time. So.
Yeah. This is Elliot.
Nathaniel.
Signing off. Bye.